is Nadine with DIY Sweets. Today's low-calorie dessert is going to be a black and white angel food cake. It's going to have some chocolate and some just the regular vanilla flavor. Let's show you just how we make it. I have a bowl here, and to the bowl I'm going to add my 1 cup sifted flour, and I'm going to add half of this sugar substitute. I'm using the Trivia, so I'm just going to eyeball it because it's all going to go in, but half is going to go here and half is going to go into the egg white part. Now all we're going to do is, with the whisk, we're going to mix these together. And you can see it's all mixed together now. We're ready to do the egg white part. Into this bowl, we're going to add our egg whites, our cream of tartar, and our salt. And then we're going to mix this until it's frothy. Okay, you can see that's foamy and frothy. Now we're going to add the rest of our Trivia to here, but we want to add it just a little bit at a time. So I'm going to get me a spoon, and I'm going to just spoon some in there, and then mix it. And then I'm just going to keep adding by the spoonful more into there. Now that we have the sugar in there, we're going to continue beating this until we have stiff peaks. We're going to check this out and see just how stiff those peaks are. So when I go like that, you notice how it's sticking right up there, not falling down at all. That is a stiff peak. Last thing we need to do is we need to add our lemon juice and our vanilla to that, and we're just going to mix it in. All right, now we're ready to take the beater off. And this away from the mixer. Scrape down our beater. And now we're ready to add our flour mixture to these egg whites. Angel food cake is a very light and airy and delicate cake. So to add this flour, we want to do it about 1/4 cup at a time, and we just want to sift it into here. So I'm just going to dump a little bit in. It'll be about 1/4, and sift it in. And then we're just going to very lightly fold that flour into our egg mixture. That flour and sugar, I should say, into the egg mixture. And once we have it all folded, then we just sift some more in. And then we fold that in. Remember, folding is a very light from top to bottom, top to bottom. Cutting it because we want to get it all in there, but we're not a vigorous stir because we do not want to deflate our meringue. just keep folding that in at 1/4 cup at a time. Okay, just have one more addition to add in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put half of this into our angel food cake pan. And we're going to leave half in here. Okay, a couple more folds to make sure there's no more sugar and flour mixture. Here's my angel food cake pan. I just greased the sides and the bottom. Now I want to just carefully put in here about half of the batter. I'm not measuring it exact, I'm just eyeballing it. The other half of the batter we are going to add some chocolate to before we put it in. So if it's not exact, then you just have a little bit more that's the chocolate or the white than the other. Now I just want to, with my spatula, and you can do it with a knife too, I want to make sure I get all the air bubbles out. So I'm just going back and forth and getting those air bubbles out. With this now, I'm going to scoop it all down in there, and I'm going to sift my cocoa into this and fold it just like I did the flour. And I had already sifted the cocoa, so it went right through the sieve. So now I just want to fold that in. This is just going to give it that touch of chocolate. I just want to fold this in and get that lovely chocolate color and have that cocoa give that lovely light chocolate flavor. We don't have a whole lot of cocoa in here, but we do have enough to give it that light chocolate flavor. With this cocoa flavored cake, we're now going to very carefully spoon it on top of the other one. Want to kind of make sure it's spread around evenly. So now that I have it in there, I'm going to spread this part where there's a lot more over there around here. With this small spatula, I'm just going to cut through this to make sure I have all the air bubbles out. Now I'm going to put this in the oven that's already preheated to 325 degrees. And it's going to cook for about 55 minutes until when I tap this, it springs back. So let's get this in the oven. So we're going to put this in the oven, and we'll be back once this is ready to come out. The timer just went off on the cake, so we're going to check it and see if it's ready. As you look at the cake, you see it's pulling away from the edge and it is firm. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the oven. And we're going to let this cool. But we don't let it cool like this. You see these little things that are sticking up? Those are there so that we can let it cool upside down. And you'll see the cake has already come off. If it doesn't come off like that, then you just let it continue cooling upside down. But since it came off, we're going to go ahead and take the pan off and let it cool like this. We'll be back to show you how to do the glaze on the cake after it has completely cooled. We're ready now to make the glaze that goes on top of our cake. I have my powdered sugar already in the bowl. To that, I'm just going to add my 2 tablespoons of the fat-free cream cheese, and I'm going to add my vanilla and milk. Now I want to have this on a very low speed till I get everything mixed in. After it's all mixed in, then I can turn the speed up and get it to the consistency I want. Right now I'm just getting that powdered sugar in because I do not want a powdered sugar bath. So I'm doing a very low speed and mixing it in very slow. We almost have all the powdered sugar in. And now that we have the powdered sugar in, we're just going to put that on high and mix it really well until it's nice and smooth. And we want this glaze to be something we can spoon over the top or pour over the top. So it needs to be thin enough that we can do that. Let me get a spoon and we'll see. If not, we'll add more milk. So when we do this, you can see it's a nice consistency where it pours. So what we want to do now, we're going to put our cake right here. And we have the cake still on the cooling rack. And we have it, a pan underneath it. Now this is actually the top of the cake. So I'm going to clean up the cake. Remember, because we cooled it upside down. So I'm going to clean up all these rough edges. If it doesn't break away, you can always get a knife and cut it. But you just want it to be kind of smooth there, because we are going to spoon this glaze over the top. And we do want it to run down the side. So we don't want that little edge there at the side. Now I want to try to guess about half and get half of it on right now, and then we're going to add the cocoa powder to the rest of it and add it later. So I just want to spoon that on, and I do want it to run down the sides. So I want to spoon it to the edge so it can run down the sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this cocoa to what's left. And we're just going to mix it in. And now I'm going to put this cocoa, I'm going to scoop it all together, mix whatever's left of the not cocoa so it's all cocoa. And now I want to spoon the cocoa mixture, drizzle it over that. The thing I want to do is I'm just kind of, I'm just going to kind of take this and make sure the top of it is completely covered. So if I see any parts that's not really covered, I'm going to take this to the edge. And of course I do want some to drip down the edge. I just noticed that the camera was not totally on this, so what I was doing is I was going right here and I was making sure that all of the top of this was covered, and then that it's drizzling down. Now this is all ready. We're just going to set this like this and let the glaze get a little bit hard. And then this divides into 12 pieces of cake. With the glaze in the cake, you are going to get about 135 calories per slice of cake. Now if you decide to add strawberries and whipped cream to it, which often people do with angel food cake, then it would up the calorie level. Still would be under 200 calories, but it would up it because the strawberries, if you added a whole cup, would be 54 calories. If you added just a half a cup, and that's probably the most I would add to this, then it would be 27 calories. The whipped cream, I use a light whipped cream that's only 15 calories per tablespoon. And so by the time I would put that on top of the strawberries, it would be probably about another 30 calories, because I would probably get about 2 tablespoons worth on. So overall, you're still, if you did the half a cup of strawberries and the whipped cream, you're talking approximately 50 to 60 more pounds, which would get it fairly close to 200, but still under 200 calories per each slice of cake. So you can have it really low fat and have no strawberries and whipped cream on it, or you can have it with the strawberries and whipped cream. Still low calorie, and strawberries is a fruit and very good for you, so it's not going to hurt to have that. It's going to add some nutrients that you're going to like. Here is our black and white angel food cake. It's light and fluffy and so good. Try making one today and have everyone rave about it. Serve it like this, or add that fruit touch to add an extra special class. This is Nadine with DIY Sweets, and this is our black and white angel food cake. Happy baking, and enjoy your low-calorie dessert.